soto. Ni kata kiwmoni juloti ibe karandila andum ise dema o kan kiwmoni pour alla nyatota woto mbadi on ke kiwmoni juloti kakuma koy soto nyin kuoto isitan na website oto www.qmoney.gm wala isen kumandi nyin telephone number to 3100218 wala yen kumandi nyin number doto 33291 isa email o fanan kinyano newagent@qmoney.gm.
Danga commencé business buga ko yoka wala danga buga door business na sa xel dal ak Qmoney lenn rek leen soxla nekkal jaykati Q Power njëriñ yu mucc ayib ñu fa ak Qmoney dineen la jàngal ba doo juum dineen la jàppale ba sa xel dal danga bugg a tekki fee na rek ngay jaar foofu noonu sa Qmoney na jaaykati Q Power dong pour am si lu la leer dang ñoo call si 3100218 wala 3333291 wala nga gëstu ñu si www.
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. Welcome back. Are you able to proceed?
Yes. Good afternoon.
May I remind you that you're still under oath?
Yes.
So far, we've covered, at least for today, we covered the events of November 11th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, 1994. Now I want to move to the topic surrounding the fate of Sana Sabali and what happened to him. Are you able to talk about that?
Yes.
Do you recall an event in which Sana Sabali had to celebrate the birth of a child he got in 1995?
Yes.
Were you present during that ceremony?
Yes.
Could you tell us about it? Where did it occur?
In Brikama.
Did anything happen there concerning a photographer?
Yes.
Can you tell us about it?
There was a journalist, I think he was a journalist, who came and was trying to take pictures. He was asked not to, but I don't know why he still forcefully want to take pictures, and he take pictures of Sana, and then he ordered for his camera to be confiscated.
And what else happened?
And the film was destroyed.
Was he beaten at all?
What I could recall, he was rushed onto and apprehended, and his camera was confiscated. He was what? Rushed onto.
By who?
By the guards.
And you?
including.
You participated?
Yes.
And how many of you rushed onto him?
No, I cannot remember how many of us rushed onto it, but
Three?
I in particular, I am among.
3 of you?
Could be more than 3. That day, I cannot remember how many of us
You
were
are
with
normally
him.
8 in number.
Yeah, but that day, not all of us are there, but I cannot remember how
4
much.
or 5 of you?
It could be about 3 to 4.
Njai Ponkal, was he among?
Njai. No, I cannot remember.
So when you rushed onto him, what did you do to him?
We've confiscated the camera
And what else?
and destroyed the films.
And what else?
I remember either the camera was destroyed or the camera was confiscated. That is where I cannot remember now. But
Was he slapped?
it could be he was slapped.
Was he kicked?
It could be.
Was he hit on his body?
It could be. It could be.
So essentially he was beaten.
Likely he was beaten.
What do you mean? Likely he was beaten. You were there. You jumped onto him.
Yes.
You want to tell us that likely he was beaten as if you don't know?
No, but actually, when you say he is beaten, you could confirm straight away that he is beaten. I cannot confirm straight away really he was beaten, but I know of being rushed to him, confiscated the camera. We confiscated the camera.
You acknowledge that he was slapped. Yes?
I didn't acknowledge that.
You said he could have been beaten. He could have been slapped.
Yes.
You
But
also acknowledge. Easy, easy. You also did not rule out that he was kicked.
Yeah, I didn't rule out that.
You also did not rule out that he was hit on his body.
Yes.
How do you call that in English?
Because it was a push and pull in the midst of the crowd.
No, Mr. Witness, easy, easy. If somebody was hit, if the person was kicked, if the person was slapped, is that not beating the person?
If he is slapped and kicked and all those things, it's a beating.
If you cannot rule out that he was slapped, you cannot rule out that he was hit, you cannot rule out that he was kicked, it means you cannot rule out that he was beaten.
I cannot rule out that he was beaten.
And if you cannot rule out that he was beaten, what does that mean?
But what I'm telling you, I cannot confirm that he was beaten by somebody because me, I didn't beat him. What I participated is confiscating the camera, destroying the film.
Yeah, you would never
but because it was in the midst of a crowd. If he is beaten, I would not know that he is beaten.
Mr. Witness, you were able to say that you cannot rule out that he was kicked.
Because he was in the middle of crowd.
It was only 3 of you.
It was a bunch of people. Remember a naming ceremony within the crowd of that nature. This is what I'm saying.
No, you told us that 3 of you jumped onto him.
In participation, what I'm saying, in the middle of crowd, we search on him, we get on him in the middle of crowd.
But the reports have it that this guy was mercilessly beaten by the orderlies of Sanasabali.
Okay.
Accept that?
Is what they told you.
No. Do you accept that?
I accept of what you told me.
That he was beaten?
That he was beaten. I accept what you told me.
As the truth?
I accept it.
Because it is true.
It is true. If it is true, then I accept it.
We asking you. You are the one
no,
testifying.
I'm telling you I didn't. And you are telling me that they told you this. I accept it.
No, I told you that reports have it that the person was mercilessly beaten. Are you acknowledging that fact? Or you still deny that he was beaten?
I am telling you that I didn't know whether he was beaten. So you said the report says this. I accept that the report said this.
Mr. Witness, are you still trying to extricate yourself from responsibility for the beating of this photographer?
I don't know how you want it, or you want me to say.
I want the truth.
The truth that I'm telling you. And if you are telling me that I'm not telling you the truth, I accept you telling me not the truth.
I will not quarrel over the issue. It's quite obvious. It's quite obvious that you simply not admitting the obvious.
Thank you.
Do you accept that?
Well, I accept what you are saying.
Yes, that
because
you are
forcing me to accept what I don't. And I am telling you that I didn't know. And you are still saying that the report says this. I accept what you are saying.
No, what I say does not matter. What matters is what you are saying under oath.
This is what I'm saying. Under oath, I didn't know whether he was beaten, but I know that we confiscated the camera and destroyed the film because he was in the midst of people. Too much of people. You cannot judge whether he was beaten or he was not beaten.
Mr. Witness, you only can confiscate that camera from the person if you had access to him. True or false?
Yes, true.
And the three of you are the first people to jump onto him, correct?
I jumped on him. I am not telling you the three of us, because I am telling you these three of us were there. And now you are telling me that I said the three of us jumped on him. No.
That's what you said. You said you rushed onto him.
I said yes. I rushed onto him. We confiscated the camera.
We confiscated?
Yes, we confiscated the camera.
So
but
we implies more than one person?
Yes.
So you and who confiscated the camera?
With the Odlis.
Which Odlis?
The Odlis of Sana.
Give us their names.
Bia was there. Zakaria was there. I cannot remember whether Njai was there.
There and participated, or just being there?
We were there with them.
Did they participate?
They participated in confiscating the camera.
Okay. And in that process, was he beaten
This
at
is
all?
what I was telling you, that I didn't know whether they beat, because I was not concentrated on him being beaten.
But how would you not know? That is the shocking bit.
It is possible. I'm a human being. I can be distracted on other things. It is possible. I'm a human being, of course.
That's convenient, isn't it? We move on to some other topic, Mr. Witness. After the naming ceremony of Sana, did anything happen to him?
To who?
To Sana Sabali.
The very day or days after?
Subsequent to the naming ceremony.
After, that was on Thursday, then Friday. The naming ceremony, I think, is on Thursday or Wednesday. No, I cannot remember the date of the naming ceremony.
But then soon after the naming ceremony, what happened to Sana?
He was arrested.
Where were you at the time?
I was on off duties.
At what stage did you come to learn about the arrest?
A day after. A day after my off duty.
Do you know on which day he was arrested? Was it your off duty or day before your off duty?
My off duty started on Thursday. And he was arrested on Friday in the morning. I was called on that around 10, 11 in the morning.
Which day?
Of that same Friday.
And what were you told?
Hmm?
What were you told when you were
I was
called?
told that you dress up and come to the office, to State House, because your boss is being arrested.
Do you recall who made that call to you?
Yes.
Who?
It was my brother, who is still in the army.
What's his name?
Momodu Lamin Mendy.
All right. And then what happened as a result of that information you received?
I told him no, because it come as a surprise to me. And then I rang off the telephone. Then I didn't have my personal telephone. We don't have telephone. We received telephone on the next compound, that is Tamunjai's compound. I went home, but I was not comfortable. I dressed up in civil clothes because at that time I was very, very much roughed, because I spent all my nights on a program in Lamen.
What do you mean by you are very much roughed?
Yeah, because I was drunk over that night and I slept roughly, so I get up roughly.
Still drunk?
Yeah, you could see it in me. You could see it in me at that time.
Lahal, as they call it.
That's the very word. I dress up in civil dress because I didn't know the way and manner he was arrested. And why was he arrested? Because there was no tip off on me. I went straight to State House. And upon arriving at State House, I went straight to Edward Singate's office.
In your Lahal state?
Lahal can get away from you in a second when situation arises. When situation arises, Lahal goes, even if you are drunk, when some situation, when it arises, it goes off.
So you went to Edward Singate?
So I went to Edward Singate straight and told him, what is going on? He said, boy, JCB, dem len ngeen talk. Ki mo don dof lu bopam. In a language, in Wolof language.
Could you say that in
Go and sit down. Go and relax. Is this boy, is Sana who was trying to make fool of himself by trying to kill the president? I told him this is not what brought me here. You know what brought me here? That is in between you and him and the council.
You said that to
Edward Singate. Because, you know, most of these boys, I have relations with them. Because Edward Singate, we joined the same army the same day, do the training and pass out the same day. Me and Edward Singate.
Edward Singate at this time was the Minister of Defense.
Yes, he was the Minister of Defense. He was
an officer of the Gambia National Army at the time.
Despite that, there are some circumstances whereby a junior officer can talk to a senior officer. But not all the time.
In that manner?
Yes.
You just described?
Yes.
Okay. What did Edward say to that?
He said, go and relax. Go and relax. I then marched out from his office. And we sat there for up to around evening time. Almamo came and said, fall in, all of you guys.
Who came?
Almamo Mane. We will deal with you.
At that time, what was his rank, Almamo?
Almamo, I think he was a staff sergeant or sergeant. I cannot remember his rank at that time. I cannot remember his rank.
And what did you do when you heard him say that?
He called us to fall in. We fall in. Then, on knowing that it's army commander who needs us to fall in, because When he called us, we fall in, the army commander came. Then Babukar Jatta. Babukar Jatta, when Almamo was trying to harass us by telling us they're going to deal with us, they think that we are so supernatural, we are so strong, and all those things, we want to kill the president. Babukar told him that, Almamo Mane, keep quiet. These boys are not a party to this. This is the council's problem. Leave them alone. And that is how they let us go. And he told us, you guys can go home, Monday you report back to work. And this is how we went over the weekend. Monday we report back to work.
In the meantime, did you get to learn how Sana was arrested?
No, not yet.
So you went home, you were there till Monday. What happened after that?
Monday, we report back to work. Though I didn't report early to work, but by the time I reached State House, I look around, I cannot see any of my colleagues. I just sat. I don't know where they were about. It was Tumbul Tamba and Almamo Mane who came.
Where is Tumbul Tamba now?
A land that is elite now. Late.
He's dead, right?
Yes.
How about Almamo Mane?
Yes, he's dead.
He too is dead?
Yes.
Both of them are dead?
Yes.
All right. So what did Almamo and Tumbul Tamba tell you?
They told me, JCB, let's go to NIA. Your colleagues are in the NIA. They were just going to interrogate them and leave you guys to go home. I told him they are at the NIA. For what? I said, they are there. So you can join us on this vehicle. I said, no, you go. I'll meet you there. So they enter into their offices. I use back gates, walk to NIA, and then reported myself there.
To who in particular?
To the NIA officers. I cannot remember who the name, but I went there and then I found my boys sitting there. I told the guy that I met, here I am JCB, I am part and parcel of this people. They said, okay, you sit down there.
And which of the boys, as you call them, did you find there?
Yes, all the guards of Sana Savali and Haidara.
Can you give us their names, please?
I can give you some, maybe, even if I cannot give you all, but I can give you some.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, it's me, John, Baba Njai, Babukar Njai, Zakaria Dabo, Dembo Jiba, the driver, Lamin Drame, the driver, Lama Bari for Sadibu, Alkali Jalo, the driver to Sana Sabali, and the driver of Hydra, one old pa, I cannot remember his name. I cannot remember his name.
How about Sana and Sadibu? Were they there?
They were in the confinement wing. They've already taken them to Mile 2.
To Mile 2?
Since on Friday.
Okay. So when you got there, you presented yourself and they asked you to sit. What happened after that?
After when I seated there till the evening, till evening time, then the guy responsible for the military police was one Ghanaian also. We call him Butu, Fresher Juf.
The name again?
Fresher Juf.
Fresa Juf.
Yes.
Okay.
Came and told us that we're supposed to go to mile 2 till the following day. I, in particular, told him that why are we to go to mile 2? And for what offense have we done to go to mile 2? So, but then, at that time, almost everybody or all my colleagues were panic. I said, I am not going to mile 2 unless until they tell me what I have done. But some of my colleagues objected to that, thinking that I am trying, if I raise that, I may make things worse. I said, mile 2, if you go to mile 2, to come out from mile 2 is going to be very difficult. But I said, unless and until the president is called and he tell us what have we done. They said, okay, they will call the president. And whether they call the president, they don't call the president, we sat there for around after 6, 7, no response. I give up because I'm not the only one. We all joined the same vehicle, drop us at mile 2. We spend the night at mile 2.
On this day, when you were taken to the NIA, were you interrogated?
The first day, no.
Do you know whether anybody was being interrogated in connection with Sana Sabali's arrest?
The first day, no.
So, did you have occasion to go back to the NIA?
Yes, the following day.
Can you tell us what happened?
We went back there and I was interrogated.
Do you know by who?
No, I don't, because I don't know the NIA officials. Because they will not tell you that I am Mr. So-and-so. They will just come and then start interrogating you.
Yes, go ahead.
They interrogated me. They interrogated me and they were trying to threaten me that they were going to use the machines over me. I told them that the first person to come with that machines, I prefer to die with that individual because I haven't done anything, and yet still I am not told what I have done warrant me to come here every day. So they said, I am not prepared to be cooperative. Then they send me back to the hall. I was at the hall in the evening, they take us back.
So you threatened them into submission. They didn't do anything to you?
No, it's fine. Maybe you see it as threat, but that is what was in me because at that day I was fed up and even ready to die at that instant.
And how about the others? What happened to them?
The others were interrogated.
And did they use the machines on them?
Not up to my knowledge.
Did you notice or learn about anybody being maltreated at the NIA at that time?
Yes.
Can you tell us about it?
That is Barakatu Koli.
Who is Barakatu Koli?
The wife of Sana Sabali.
What happened to her?
I heard her yelling, crying.
You heard her yelling?
Yeah, yelling. Sorry, I heard her yelling, crying.
How do you know it was Barakatu Koli?
I know Barakatu Koli because we were together for so long.
Mm-hmm. And what was she saying in her
She was saying in local language, in Wolof and Mandinka, Yendangen Marai, Albem Fala, Albem Fala, Albem Massimo, Albem Fala, Lola Donwa.
Did you come to know what was happening to her, what they were doing to her?
I reached at a conclusion that he was being tortured.
How far was she? How far away was she
it's
from
almost
where
about
you were?
maybe an office or two. An office was in between me and her.
Did you hear her clearly?
Very well.
And you knew without a doubt that it was her?
It was her, because at the end of her interrogation, she was brought and then passed through my office. The office that I was, there was a glass, so I saw her. So I made a conclusion that it was her. And I recognized her voice.
In which condition did you observe her to be in as she was passing?
Like somebody who is being maltreated, but she was able to walk freely on her own. You could see her, her tears rolling on her eyes.
Apart from her, do you know whether anybody else was tortured at the NIA on that day?
No.
How about your colleagues?
No, I didn't know whether they are tortured.
So that day, after your interrogation, and you threatened the guys, what happened afterwards?
No, I said I was returned to where the men are.
What happened after that?
After that, we are taken back to NIA, to Mile 2 again.
For how long did you remain at the NIA on that day?
The whole day.
Okay, so you returned back to Mile 2?
Yes.
And what happened after that?
They sometimes jump, and they anybody that they need to interrogate, they will just bring that individual. But I know I went there more with Njai, Babukar, I don't know with who, but few of us went more than others. They stayed in Mile 2.
Was any of you tortured at the NIA?
I don't know of others, but personally, I have never been tortured.
Good.
I have never been tortured.
Well, lucky you, seeing poor Barakatu and what happened to her,
I have not been tortured.
Yes. So, how about at Mile 2?
Same thing at Mile 2. I have never been tortured except the living conditions in Mile 2.
Have you heard about a team coming from NIA and State House to bring out Sana Sabali and his orderlies to torture them?
Those are hearsay that I used to hear.
But wouldn't it be strange that all these people were gathered at Mile 2 and tortured, and nothing happened to you?
It's strange to you, but nothing happened to me.
It's not strange to you?
It's not strange to me. It's nothing happened to me. It's maybe I am lucky, not being tortured, but nobody, even an ant didn't climb on me.
But the rats did at Mile 2.
Those are my friends. So I term them as human beings.
Good. So, and you remained at Mile 2 for how long?
641 days.
And what were the conditions at Mile 2?
Horrible.
Can you explain further?
You sleep on a piece of a plank wood like this. By the first days that we were there, we don't have blankets. All our uniform jackets were taken. You only remain with a singlet. Our trousers, all the robes and everything were taken off. Even socks are taken off from us. And you sleep, it's an open hall, about maybe some about maybe 4 meters square, 3 meters square.
Where were you kept at Mile 2 prisons?
At the remand wing side.
When you got there, were you processed in any way?
Where?
Were you processed in any way? Were your details taken?
Yes.
Did they tell you what offense you committed?
No.
Were you allowed a lawyer?
No.
Were you formally charged with an offense?
No.
Were you taken before any court?
No.
Were you prosecuted at all?
No.
Court-martial?
No.
So what happened? You remained there for 641
But
days.
641 days, that is 18 months. No, that is 21 months. 1 year, 8 months. No, I think, yeah, 18 months also.
21 months, yeah.
Yeah, I think 81 months, 18 months. So I like that. But it's 641 days.
How do you know that? Counted the days.
Let me tell you, if you enter in that place, the number one thing that you do is to count the number of days that you are. You have to have a place where every day you mark, every day you mark, every day you mark. All prisoners does that.
So, and how did you come to be released? Do you know?
No, I didn't know.
You were just asked to come out one day.
Yeah, but there are instances we thought a release is going to happen that day. I don't know whether it's always a call that is being made to cancel it or not, because there is a type of vehicle, when anytime we see that vehicle, we know the vehicle brought in somebody to be detained or to release somebody. That is GNA 110. It was a van. That van was very much popular within the detainees, the military detainees. We know that van. So sometimes you will see the van adjacent to the office of the prison commander, who will start calling each other. The van is here. We don't know. The van is here. But when we see the van turn and go, it seems like, you know, you pour cold water on everybody, because everybody was anticipating to go home. Because not all of us who were falsely detained still up to that day.
Say again, all of us who were?
All of us who were first detained remain in mile 2 up to those dates, I'm telling you, because some were released so early. So I was only the one who was left there is me, Lama, Njai, Zakaria Dabo. No, I think Zakaria. But we are among the last one to be released.
So you told us about how you were taken into mile 2.
Yes.
You told us about the beds, the rats were your friends. So tell us about the food and other conditions.
The food condition, even if I have a dog, I will not give that food to that dog. Especially the so-called chere they always cooked at night for night meal. You know, I don't know how do they call dofe. I don't know how do they.
Dofeng in Mandinka.
That is in Mandinka in English. I'm trying to say.
Is it choch? I don't know.
Choch is in Wolof.
Yeah, that's chaff.
That one.
Chaff is the same as choch. Yeah.
When they pound these millets, kus or so, they will just try to wash it small, and then they cook everything like that. They put everything like that. By the time they come, they will just serve you that food. They bring in, it's just almost water. The first 5 people to start that is the people that enjoy the good stew. But after that, everything is just water. When they put their cup in it and then pour it in your plate, you could see that these things are all this dofe on top of it. You see people eating it like that. There is no other means.
You remember all the details?
At that time.
But the other details about the execution at the forest, you don't remember at all?
Those, what I am telling you, I am at one place at my own time.
No, you seem to remember your own victimization very well, but the victimization of other people, you have only a scanty recollection.
My victimization, I didn't take it as a victimization because it is just a simple one. It's a simple one. I am just brought and then kept on one place. And that place, every day I am with that place until 641 days is the same routine. I will remember it, of course. 641 days on the same thing, the same routine, the same food, the same. I will remember that.
Okay, after 641 days you were released from detention, no trial?
No trial. You know, in remand wing, sometimes, or in mile 2 in general, if you are going to be released, if you are smart enough, you could read it from the eyes of or the movement of prison officers. Then that is the time they will be friendly with you. They will be laughing with you.
Other times,
no.
How are they with you?
They don't even laugh at you. They don't even think about you. When 5 o'clock sharp, they'll start calling you to go in. And you must go in.
How did you feel about being in mile 2 at that time?
At that time, I feel so bad, but later I said it's a call from God. I said it's a call from God. Something that is inevitable, it has to happen, it has to happen. I have to eat there and I have to eat there. And if I am to go out, I will go out. And when time comes, I left there.
Angry with those who put you there?
The first day, I was angry. After 1, 2, 3, 4 months, I started calming down.
How did you feel about the injustice of the situation?
It's fine by me.
You are fine with injustice?
It's fine by me with that.
Okay. So, what did you do upon your release?
When we were released at that day, we went to the army headquarters. When we said we sit and wait, I did manage to go out, make a stroll outside. I come back. The only thing that I always recall and say I forgot is to take picture of myself the very day I was released. Because I left everything with me. It's just like somebody, a gorilla somebody. Almost all of us who were detained. And when I go back and when we are having a briefing by the army commander, that...
Who was he at the time?
Babakar Jatta. That from the president, he said, let bygone be bygone and be returned back to our normal duties. So we were released with Kambi and the others. So we said, we wanted to talk. He said there is nothing to say about. Everybody knows what happened and what happened. So he wanted to go. He said, we will not leave there if we don't save our beers. That was why I said that is the only regret that I have, that I didn't take pictures outside. And then we are released, and then we went home.
Did you save your beard?
Of course. Otherwise, I will not go. They said I will not go. I have to save. We have to buy a reason and save ourselves.
And then you went home after that?
And then we went home. They were trying to drop us. But then, at that time, I didn't trust them. I didn't want to take them where I live. before my relief, my brother moved all my things to his house. We went until we are about to reach. I told them to drop me. So they dropped me at Bakote Housing Estate.
Why didn't you trust them? These were your colleagues, after all.
At that time, you don't trust anybody anymore. I no more trust anybody. And I always suspect everyone. And even up till today, I trust nobody and suspected everyone. That's my motto.
And then what happened after they dropped you off?
They left. I stood for about 2-3 minutes. One of my classmates lives there. I just went there. He saw me. He was very much surprised. I told him that I want to go to my elder brother. He led me there. I didn't know there by then. He led me there, and then I reached, and then he went home.
And what happened to your career in the military?
They give us, I think, 2 weeks before we return to work. We were released, I think, on, is it Monday? And then you have the Farafenni attack. I was in Tujareng on that Thursday, Friday, with Babukar Jata. I think there was a program that was there. And then this.
Do you have a personal relationship with him?
He's my brother.
Babukar Jata.
We come from the same village.
So he's your
and
brother.
His father and my father were best friends. So during the Farafenni attack, after the Farafenni attack on, I think on Saturday or Monday, I was called at the NIA that they had my voice in Farafenni with, I think, with Sirif Gomez also, if I could recall, that they had our voice. I said, no, me, I'm in Tujareng. How can I be?
Did you tell them you were with your brother Babukar Jata
yes.
in Tujareng?
I don't know whether they've consulted him or not.
And
so, but then after then they released
Of course, even if they did, he would save you because you are his brother.
Do you think so?
Yes.
If I am not with him? You think so? If it is. But anyway.
But you would save him, considering he's your brother.
I would
if
say
the situation was reversed.
To back him if that is not true?
Would you have backed him?
Why should I?
You did when it came to Yindum Barracks. You did when it came to Bakau Fajara Barracks.
I didn't back him because I am under oath. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, you conveniently forgot his presence at the forest.
I'm an ordinary human being.
You forget selectively.
Sure, is what you said.
But do you?
I don't think.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I have no further questions for the witness. I hand him over to the commissioners for further questioning and possibly to give him an opportunity to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Council, for that. Members of the Commission, do you have any questions? Commissioner Kinte, Commissioner Jones, later, Commissioner Yalo. Yep.
Mendy, this is Commissioner Kinte. Yesterday in your remarks, you characterized Sana Sabali, which would have given him credit. But today in your revelations, it seems it's the contrary. I want you to comment. You said Sana is honest. He's an honest somebody. But today you are telling us Sana lied in the radio, in a public media, of his status. Is a liar an honest somebody? That's my first question. They are serious. I want you to answer that one.
You can be honest, but when situations arise, sometimes your honesty is fade away from you.
One. Two, you told us that Sana is religious, very religious. You repeated it, I remember. A religious somebody, would you imagine a religious somebody who will get his comrades and brutally kill them, summarily execute them? You call the person religious?
I call him religious because everybody or all soldiers could testify that he is a religious somebody. But he can change. A human being can change at any time.
The third thing is, you said Alaji Kanji was baginating these people. The propensity, to me, I assume, was going to be intense because the bayonet was fixed on a rifle. Am I right?
Yes.
And he was baginating them.
Yes.
I'm not sure. And you went up right up there. The intensity, was it targeting only one person or randomly? And how did that impact on them while they were being brought down for final execution?
There is a lot of impact on them. You could see that they are wounded.
Seriously?
Yeah, you could see it in them.
Thirdly, you told us when you returned to Yundum Barracks, you had gunshots. Papanya was killed. Did you know who killed him?
No, I didn't know who killed Fafanyang.
You said, yes, the other guy, Kamara, you did not know who killed him.
Yes,
but you said you know Ibu Sise, Kanye killed. How did Kanye kill Ibu Sise?
He was asked to go and join to see his comrade.
Mm-hmm.
When he turned his back and then he fired him.
Kanye fired at him?
Yes.
That one you saw?
That one I saw.
Thank you.
Commissioner Jones.
Commissioner Jones. Mr. Mendy, you did explain in your testimony that whilst at Nyambai Forest, to avoid being part of the other soldiers or the council members and the senior soldiers that were shooting at the captured soldiers, you took shield behind the car. Correct?
No, I don't say I took seal behind the car.
What did you do then?
I said I went to the car, opened the door of the car, but I didn't took seal.
Thank you for rectifying me. As at that point, did any of the council members notice your absence? I would assume somebody would notice you were absent.
I didn't realize whether they noticed my absence because I was not approached concerning about it.
So there was no repercussion for your absence?
I could say I get away with it.
You got away. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Mamajala.
Witness, your evidence is very interesting. It is always punctuated with, I don't know, it's not clear, I was not there, when in actual fact, from what we have heard, and or personally what I have heard, all these instances you were present. How can you convince this commission that all that you have been telling us is the truth and the whole truth? And I have a second question for you. Thank you.
There is nothing that I can force the commission to believe what I said is the truth or not the truth, but I swear under the oath that whatever I am saying is the truth.
My second question is, you now know what you have undergone during the period of your detention, and you saw what happened to other people. What advice would you give to military officers against staging coups in a freely independent country?
My advice is we distance ourselves from staging a coup. It will bring lot of misunderstanding, lot of trouble, lot of backwardness.
Thank you. Any other Commissioner C, Imam C?
Commissioner Imam C. Jabari Sayna kiñ doon torokal moy kiñ gentelon ajuma.
The woman that was being tortured, was it the wife of Sana, whose christening ceremony was on Friday?
Home on the Friday la de. Why mom la? Why home on the muma remember the Friday la? Why mom la?
I can't remember if it was on Friday, but she was the one.
Thank you. Commissioner Samba?
Yes.
Ami?
Commissioner Samba, Mr. Mendy, what I wanted to ask you is, with all these killings that has been done, is it in daylight or night time?
The forest one is daytime, and the Yundum barracks one is daytime. That one in the Fajara barracks is early morning.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Carr?
Thank you, Chairman. I have a question. How long does it take for the convoy to catch up those who are obstructing your convoy? How does it take you to catch up with them when you chase them?
It depends on the type of vehicle that you have and the speed that you're running with.
Those two circumstances you mentioned, how long did it take?
The first one, the Bova zone and the Abuko one. Yes. For the Bova zone one, we were just right in front of him, and for the Abuko one, we met, and then he made a U-turn, and then the sirens make a U-turn and follow it. So the distance from Abuko to Lamin. Yeah,
so in that instance where he was right in front of you, you couldn't even see whether he was beaten or not?
No, I told you that I arrived there late.
Thank you.
Point of correction, I think that is the one he said he arrived there first. John Yai.
No. We're talking of the Lamin.
Okay, the Lamin one, all right.
Thank you very much. If there are no further questions, Mr. Mendy, do you have any concluding remarks to make?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone here. I thank everybody here present and everyone watching in the Gambia and outside the Gambia for having patience to listen what had happened since 1994 to 2016. It is not easy to recall all what had happened over 25 years ago, but I want to appeal to Gambians and those families who lost their loved one during the process to create space in their heart to forgive, and may the soul of the victims rest in perfect peace. I am also calling for the senior officers still serving in the Gambian National Army of the Republic of the Gambia
our beloved country, not to use their genius for their own selfish interests or gain in the name of loyalty. For the genius still serving, this is an eye-opener to quickly say no to horrible situations like this, like the one we are facing right now. I am sorry to anybody that I have wrongly malhandled during the 6 months I had with the council. I also appeal to the state and the president, the commander-in-chief of the Gambia Armed Forces, to look into the welfare of your soldiers, not preparing budgets only, but a regular visit for a first-hand information. And those families affected, especially their seedlings, to come to their aid, to support them in terms of education and what they eat, for their breadwinner are no more. I pray for our beloved country, the Gambia, to continue live in peace and harmony, and for the president to continue leading this nation with good heart. Amen.
Thank you very much for those concluding remarks, Mr. Mendy, and thanks for your testimony. Council, do we have any preview of what's likely to happen tomorrow?
Yes.
Do you have another witness for this afternoon?
Not for today,
See,
Mr. Chairman.
You look at your watch.
Not for today, Mr. Chairman. Solely tomorrow. We have a witness lined up and another one for the day after. So we have witnesses lined up for both Wednesday and Thursday.
Splendid. Okay, if there isn't any further points to raise, we would meet tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
qmoney.gm wala ba tey bul xaadi nga gëstu ñu foofu si new agent at qmoney.gm.
Want more in your bundle? At QCell, the biggest, fastest, and most reliable mobile operator, we've got you covered with Sunyu Bundle. With Sunyu Bundle, dial *303# and get the bundle of your choice. Sunyu Bundle, affordable, fast, and reliable. QCell, we innovate, others follow.
From QCell.
4G Mega Data Promo. Now,
with QCell,
the Gambia's leading GSM company,
you can get speed-based unlimited mobile broadband at massively reduced prices. QCell, the first 4G LTE Pro